I want to talk about love. It has been on my heart, and it is all about the mission of your unity.
I use the word unity is embracing where you are about and community around you.
And so my point of departure is always stems from my faith.
Whatever's going to happen, God's people are going to be all right. And I want us to pause and just reflect on that one thing, that word love. It's 4 letters, such a short word, but it means so much.
And that energy naturally exudes,
Yes.
and people are attracted to those things.
It's just another moment for creative thought, and I think that has to be put out there for people to understand.
We can't control the whole world, but we can control ourselves. If each of us chooses love and unity in our own lives, the ripple effect can heal communities, cities, and nations. Welcome, everyone, to Our Unity, a show that wishes to spread a spirit of peace and love in the world, one conversation at a time. We want to encourage you to spread your wings. It is time for us to soar into our success. Just move with just compassion and passion in everything that you want to do in your life. I mean, honestly, like a bird, they need wings in order to fly. So for ourselves, it is important and very necessary that we move forward in change, courage, and self-development in order for us to achieve our goals and to live in our full potential. I'd like to welcome you in. I am your host, LaShawn Walker. Welcome to another fabulous episode of Our Unity. Please tag a friend. Let them all know that we're on right now. Oh my God, I hope you guys have had a wonderful week. It's, getting chilly outside. Winter is upon us, my friends. I'm sitting up here bundled up in a sweater, and I don't like to be too hot, but actually the weather is sort of dictating that's how I need to dress at this moment. So I hope that you guys are out there just staying cool, and please put in the chat what you've been up to. I'm so interested in what you've been doing leading up to the holidays that are coming, the holidays that are going to spread joy, the holidays that are going to bring family members and friends together, the holidays that are going to allow us to love on each other. So please share with me what you guys have been doing. And I'm going to share with you what I've been doing lately. I have honestly been chilling. I've been relaxing, taking it slow. It's been quiet in my life this past week, literally, figuratively, as well as spiritually. I want to share with you that I'm sure you all know that the prices are rising everywhere. It is getting so expensive to buy groceries for, the luxuries that you enjoy, like going out to dinner and the movies and having fun with your friends. It is truly getting expensive. The prices are going up, but the items, the quantities of those things are going down. And I've noticed it recently more than ever when I went to the supermarket and realized the same amount of items that I would purchase and maybe, get a week, 2 weeks worth of use out of is literally gone within a few days. So it made me realize that I had to cut back on a few things. It's time for me as well as you out there to start being conscious of what you're spending and trying to, in any way possible, figure out a way for you to mitigate those expenditures, because it is, I don't know, lately a hardship for some to have to pay for groceries and then, have to worry about their rent and then have to worry about all the other items in their life that they need in order to function on a daily basis. And that's what I needed to do. I needed to slim down a few things. So I decided that I was going to go through all of my accounts and see which ones I was actually using. These subscriptions that you subscribe to, your YouTubes and Constant Contacts and, all the other little, apps out there that require you to spend anywhere from $7.99 to $20.99 a month. And I went through every last one of them to see how important they actually were to me and if there was something that I could actually do away with. And I was able to streamline quite a few of these apps and these subscriptions that I had, particularly these subscriptions for movies and channels that I don't even watch on a regular basis. And everyone has Netflix and everyone has Prime Video, but I didn't need a million different movie channels in order for me to enjoy my TV experience. So what I decided to do was to cancel a lot of these subscriptions. And I was so happy because all of the dollars started to add up. And I realized that that money that I was saving could now go towards something that was more important, like maybe buying another week's worth of groceries. Now, I will admit, doing it, I was feeling away because sometimes I'm just in the mood for that show on HBO or Peacock or Apple TV. But I had to prioritize. And in prioritizing, I saved a boatload of money, especially money that is automatically coming out of your account that you don't even realize the quantity or the amount of it until you receive your bank statements or you go to your account and you're in the zero. So I decided to not only cancel those subscriptions, but also find cheaper ways for me to hold on to the items that I already had. So what I did was I found another carrier for my cell phone. And I went to this carrier. I understood that it was going to be a seamless thing. I didn't have to worry about it. It's just so simple. All I had to do was just transfer the information, give them the number, just scan this QR code, and everything would be fine. Well, folks, that was not the case at all. This turned out to be a long, dragged out process that has still not been resolved. But in that time, they were promising me the world. And though my previous carrier, who I've been with for over 25 years, was very unhappy to see me go, they kind of understood after I broke it down what I was saving. And I was saving a lot of money. But the process itself was a headache. So after numerous days, and when I tell you numerous days of trying to make this work, I started to get frustrated. I started to get annoyed. And even though, I'm happy about the savings, I still feel it to be unnecessary when it's something as simple as just transferring a number to another carrier. So what ended up happening was my attitude started to change. I saw that I was, getting annoyed and frustrated with the reps that I was speaking to, and everybody is from all different types of all over the world, and they're speaking to me at different hours, and each one is trying to understand my situation when it's clearly noted in the notes what I've been experiencing and how important it is that they help me handle this situation so I can use my phone, because that was the problem. My phone has not been working this whole entire time. Now, thank God, I have an extra phone, but it's strictly for business. I don't have any of my personal information on this phone, but it is my personal phone that is affected. And I was so unhappy and miserable the last few days, trying to, just understand what the holdup is. Why is this a problem? Even doubting if I made the right decision in actually transferring my number to a new carrier. But then I just kept thinking about the cost and the savings that I was going to have, that extra money I was going to have in my pocket so I can do more things. Because I'm always out and about and I'm always spending money. I'm always trying to support so many different organizations. And I want to do that without feeling the chokehold of, not having the funds that I want readily available to me. I don't want to live check to check, and a lot of people out there are doing so. So this savings was so very important to me, but it was causing such a big kerfuffle, such huge problems that I did not and still not till this moment understand. So my phone has been unusable. Well, I can't even say that. It has been used. I can get on the internet. I can, check my emails and things like that. But the phone calls have stopped. I can't use my text message. And it is killing me, to be honest with you. But my daughter, my wise, sweet, beautiful daughter, literally said to me, I don't know why you're getting so frustrated. This is a time that God is probably telling you that you should just sit down for a moment. Just be still in yourself, in your environment. Just be quiet. Don't worry about the phone calls, making phone calls, getting phone calls, talking. Don't worry about those things right now. It will work in its favor as what's actually supposed to happen in its time. Right now, maybe this is a moment that God is telling me that I just need to relax and be silent and reflect. Grow closer to Him. Talk to Him. Pray. Get into my secret place. Do something that I haven't done in a very long time. And at that moment, the teacher had become the student because I was so impressed with what she said. And it inspired me to do just that. For me to sit for a moment, just be silent, for me to have that quiet time to reflect on just everything that I have going on in my life and the things that I desire and praying to Him and being intentional about those prayers. It gave me a moment to actually also listen to what He was saying back to me. And I never really, in the last couple of months gave myself that type of time. That spiritual time, that time that I needed to connect and be more rooted in Him. So these last couple of days, again, it has been annoying and frustrating, upsetting. It's been all those things. But it's also been a quiet time of reflection, and I love it. And I'm continuing actually to pursue those types of moments here on in. And not just, use this incident to cause me to want to sit more quietly with God on a daily basis. So although my phone is not on, I don't feel I've missed anything, to be honest with you. And if anyone really needs to get in touch with me, they have my email address. They can reach out to other friends and family members and find out a way to reach me. But I haven't missed a beat on anything. I'm still moving. I'm still here with you guys, and my phone is not working. But it definitely helped me fill a space that obviously was left a little void for some time. So it felt good. And so I advise all of you guys to do two things that I mentioned to you today. Go through all of those subscriptions that you have. Go through your finances. Look at your bank account. See what kind of charges you have coming out every month. And make sure that these are valid charges, that you actually utilize those apps or those subscriptions that is taking money out of your account every month. Because I'm telling you, if you really evaluate them, if you really take a deep dive into them, you will realize half of those things you don't need at all. And I realized that, and it's unfortunate. I don't want to say, I had a whole bunch of unnecessary applications and subscriptions, but I had enough that gave me pause and made me realize that it is definitely time for me to streamline some things. And I'm so happy that I did. Because again, I have now more money that I can share with those out there that I support. I have more money that I can now, thank God, be able to enjoy the little luxuries that I do have in my life right now. And also, it gave me the opportunity to save some money, put some money in the little piggy bank, so that when Christmas comes around and birthdays and all the initiatives that Our Unity does, I won't have to worry about how I'm going to fund it. It is so important that we take care of our financial foundation right now, especially in this day and time. We're not guaranteed that the prices are going to go down anytime soon, but you want to be prepared for the inevitable. It's going to happen to everyone. No matter what type of job you have, no matter what your salary is, it's always good to penny pinch here and there. And secondly, what I find to be important is to allow our children to give us some advice sometimes. Because let me tell you something. At first, when she was like, you know what, don't worry about it, don't stress, it's no big deal, don't be screaming at the reps, like, leave it alone. She was like, maybe you just need to be quiet for a little while. And I'm like, no, I need my phone. People are calling me, I got things to do. And then I realized that she was absolutely right. Because then she added that God is trying to tell you something. So let him speak to you. And in that quiet time, I allowed my father to actually speak to me. And it felt so good because now I am not only talking to him, but I can hear him speak back to me a little clearer. And I think that you guys could also benefit from that as well. So it's time to save some money, tighten that belt a little bit. Times is getting hard and lean, my friends, and we don't know when it's going to change. But we want to be prepared for when that moment comes that, you know, the unforeseen actually happens. There's a lot of people out there that are losing their jobs, unfortunately. If you remember recently, before the government shut down, there were people that were working that weren't even getting a check. So we have to be prepared for those lean times, those times that we are, you know, unaware of how what's going on around us is going to affect our pockets. And not to mention, as I said, how everything is getting so expensive. It's driving me crazy, actually. But I'm doing what I can to put towards the effort to make sure that I'm never going to have to worry about what I can pay for versus what I need. And a lot of people are dealing with that right now. So let's be vigilant and diligent in the way that we manage our money. And in terms of my daughter, oh my God, the little mini mentor that I had recently, I'm so proud of her because this was a young lady that I used to have to scream at to get off her phone. Stop being on Instagram, get off TikTok, like give yourself a break. And she actually said to me that you now have to do that very same thing. So as I said, the teacher has become the student, and I am so very impressed. So allow those children in your life, those kids that you've poured into through the years, because that's how I looked at it. It's like, you know, I told her these things already, so all she's doing is just turning it right back around on me. If you're pouring into the youth, if you're giving them those tools, if you are, you know, impacting them in any way to make great conscious decisions, then trust and believe they will remember those things. And then they will be able to share them with you later when you're going through some stuff. Because it was quite annoying and frustrating for me to have to deal with, you know, not having my phone available when I want it. But I realize now that it really wasn't that important. I really didn't need it. I still have a phone in case I needed to really get in contact with someone. But yeah, it just allowed me to be at peace for a little while. So, you know, the youth are so important, as I mentioned. Again, we need to be pouring into them constantly because the world around us is changing, and we want to make sure that we're empowering them with the right tools necessary in order for them to lead, you know, just this new world that we're embarking on with confidence, and do it also with knowledge and wisdom. Everything is not going to be the same for them. And I want to make sure that for whatever little hiccups or whatever issues that arise in their walk to success and achieving their greatest dreams, that they are prepared for them. And that's what our youth need to be at this moment, constantly mentored by us, constantly poured into by us. We need to show them, you know, the path that we had to travel in order to achieve what we have. And we also have to be mindful of the things that they desire in life and, you know, just support them in anything that they want to do. But show them the right way to achieve those things in their lives that they desire. It's getting hard out there for a lot of people. And though they've done the right thing and they've taken the right paths and they've made the right choices, it's still hard sometimes for people to actually achieve those things that they set forth to do. So let's make sure that we continue in growing our young boys and girls, that we keep putting in them exactly what they need in order to be successful adults in the future. It is one thing that I feel Our Unity is all about, is making sure that our youth are, literally taught the things that they need, the characteristics that they need in order for them to succeed in this world. And I know that everyone out there that is part of this mission and also have organizations out there, that is their number one goal. The youth are our future. And we don't want them to have to deal with the things that we're dealing with, the principalities that is trying to keep us down. We want them to keep forging forward. We want them to keep fighting the good fight, but doing it with intelligence and wisdom. We want to make sure that everything that we've taught them, that they're doing everything with a conscience, with compassion, with empathy in their heart. We're making sure that they get the education that they need so that they can have those jobs that they desire, those careers that they desire, as well as making changes in this world that we so desperately need. So, the youth are our future, and we're going to be speaking to our guest about that today. I can't wait for you guys to meet her. She's a little late at the moment, but she will be here very soon. She has an amazing organization called the Butterfly Effect Project. It is awesome. And what I love about it is that it helps the young men and women in not just her community, but all around. It helps them achieve their goals, realize their potential, and what they need to be, impactful citizens in this world. So that's what I think is so important at this moment. And I think that is her calling me. So I'm going to put you guys on hold real quick. Give me 1 second. Hello there. You are on air on this phone call. Oh my God. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Tijuana Fulford says that she's lost. So how can I help you get here? Where are you exactly? Mm-hmm. You should be at 20 Broadway, and that would be right. Okay. I don't know what that is exactly. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Give me one moment. There should be a CVS on the corner of Broadway, and it's right near the train station. And then you would make a right at the corner of CVS, and then another right, and then the studio is right there on Ocean Avenue. Do you see? Do you see CVS? Mm-hmm. Okay. So if you could, because I use Waze, just put in your Waze 20 Broadway, Massapequa. Oh, Clark Avenue is right up the block. All right, so you know what? If you're on Clark Avenue and it's Ocean Avenue, then just come straight down. But no, not on Clark. You have to go back towards Broadway. All right. And then, or if you hit Clark and Ocean, come down Ocean because that'll put you right in front of the studio. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, well, the studio is right on Ocean near the railroad. Mm-hmm. There's a pizza place on the corner. Okay. And the studio is right in the middle of the block on the right. Yes, we're in the middle of that block. All right. So you can park also in the parking lot across the street from the studio. Okay. It's okay. Thank you. I'll see you in a minute. All right. All right. So she's running late. As you can see, we're literally going to probably have like 20 minutes. But thank you for allowing me to take the call. This is live TV, folks. This is what happened. So unfortunately, you had to listen. But the studio, Strong Island Studios, that I've been here for, I think, 3 or 4 years now. Bobby Lacera is the producer and owner. This is an amazing studio right in Massapequa, 20 Broadway. It is a little confusing, I'm not going to lie, because once you hit 20 Broadway, you're on the other side of the building and there's not an entrance. So unfortunately, a lot of people do get lost. But you have to come around the corner. So that's what she ended up having to do. So she will be here very, very soon. But I'm going to just, let you know who she is as much as I can. She actually has an organization called the Butterfly Effect Project. And apparently, when she was younger, she, dealt with issues in her family upbringing that made her realize that she did not want that to be her future. And if it wasn't for a mentor, she would not have taken the path that she actually started to take, which was making sure that she was educating herself, that she was planning a path to success for her future, and that she was living up to her full potential. So I applaud her in all that she has gone through and what she's achieved in her life thus far. This organization is amazing. And I met this young lady at the Power Woman 2025 of Women of the East End. She is a fellow recipient of the award. And I just loved her story. And I could not wait to meet her. We only got a few minutes to speak that day because so many people were there. And, everyone was trying to network and get to know each other and, exchange contact information and things of that nature. But I did inform her that I was so interested in having her on the show because I wanted to share her story and the mission of the Butterfly Effect Project. So basically, what she does is she mentors young men, women, and girls and boys, and she teaches them financial literacy. It's about empowering leadership development, new experience. They volunteer opportunities. Basically, she just wanted to help break the cycle of poverty and homelessness and even, young pregnancy, So she wanted to make sure that she was putting her best foot forward to make sure that she was providing a foundation for these young boys and girls to thrive. So although she is not here yet, I'm going to still share her story. I'm going to give her a few minutes to get here, but the title of the show is Wings of Change. And the young lady we'll be speaking with is Tijuana Fulford. Now, when she comes back, obviously we'll show her pictures again so she can get mic'd up. But Tijuana Fulford is the visionary founder and executive director of the Butterfly Effect Project, a nonprofit dedicated to empowering youth by eliminating barriers and creating safe, nurturing environments where children can grow, dream, and discover their full potential. Her own journey overcoming poverty, instability, and limited opportunity fuels her commitment to ensuring every child receives the guidance, resources, and support needed to thrive. Inspired by the mentor who once changed her path, Tijuana created BEP to provide that same foundation of hope and possibility for others. Founded in 2014 with just one chapter of 8 girls, the Butterfly Effect Project has grown into a powerful community movement serving more than 600 young people across 31 chapters. BEP offers mentorship, academic and emotional support, leadership development, exposure to new experiences, financial literacy, volunteer opportunities, and programs designed to help youth break cycles, build confidence, and envision a future beyond their circumstances. Through her leadership, Tijuana has created a space where children feel seen, valued, and empowered, proving that with the right support, every young person can rise and achieve greatness. So please help me welcome who is finally here, our amazing guest. Oh my God, Miss Tijuana Fulford. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad you made it. They had to hear our whole conversation. I could not stop. Sorry.
guys.
I am so sorry for that. But at least you guys know how to get here if you ever want to be a studio audience member. And I know I was frazzled in my words a little bit. She had my heart racing. Like, is she going to get here in time? But you are here.
I'm here. Thank you. I really wanted to come in person. And like you did give me an option to do like Zoom, and I'm like, no, I wanna make the hike. I want to see. I want to be a part of. So again, thank you for having me, and thank you for being patient. I suck at directions.
Oh my God. Well, I'm so glad you made it. We literally have about 20, 25 minutes, so I want to get as much out as possible. But I have to say, I am loving everything right now, my friend. The gold, the jewelry, fabulous. So thank you so much for being here. I mentioned what the Butterfly Effect project is. Real quick, what made you decide to start this project? I mean, I understand that, you know, you growing up in the way you did, you know, and your daughter, I think I read from your website, that you wanted to make sure that she had these values instilled in her that's needed for her to be a successful and well-rounded adult. But when was that passion, that moment that you said, I have to do this?
So it came in waves.
Okay.
If I'm being honest, the first wave was really she was in a program, and like, you know, as moms, we want our kids to have what we didn't have.
Right.
And in this program, when I tell you, like, I didn't know she was in the program, I was in the program.
Right.
And I realized that she had missed a few meetings and she didn't, you know, earn something. And when they told me that I paid for it, it was like something in me like woke up. Like this fantasy that I had created for myself, you know, like the whole idea of I finally have it all.
Right.
I woke up and I realized that I was actually creating the same bullies, the same feeling in other youth that was created in me when I was younger, and I really wanted to change that. And when I tried to help, I guess, change the system by explaining like, hey, this is not right. So many girls are being left out. They kind of told me like, if I didn't like it, to start my own.
Oh, wow.
And it was just like,
All right.
I'm like, I told you guys so many cookies though.
Like, I've helped you for so long,
Yeah,
and
I
you're
was kind
telling
of
me?
like embarrassed, and I was hurt, but I wasn't embarrassed or hurt for, you know, me. I would think I was embarrassed and hurt for the little girl that I had buried deep inside of me.
Right, right.
And I felt like that she was having a whole fit, and I needed to get rid of her
Right.
and let her talk. And
Yeah.
that was like the first movement, and I think the second movement came in 2017. I was working at a doctor's office, a really incredible doctor, and I was full-time, my dream job, and I kept getting sick.
Oh, wow.
Like just really sick, like passing out, like it was the worst.
Oh, God.
And every time I went home, I felt great. Like every time I was at my butterfly meetings, I felt great. But when I pulled into that parking lot,
Yeah.
I just would get sick. And I went to my husband and said, like, I think I want to pursue this full time. And he said, you have 1 year.
Yeah.
And that's all it took.
Wow.
That's all it took.
Boots on the ground, built it up. I understand you just had 8 girls from in the beginning,
Yes.
and now you're serving like over 600
Yes.
boys and girls all around the world. Well, around the state, right?
Yes, yep, east of the Long Island.
I love that. I love that. Well, when you look at the children you serve, what are the biggest barriers you see standing between them and their full potential right now?
The opportunity to dream.
Okay.
So our dreams are limited based on who we are, where we come from, our zip codes, our cultural differences, our economic status, our sexualities, our genders, all these uncomfortable conversations. So imagine if you took all that off the table and said, dream. So I think sometimes just having the opportunity to have a dream is the biggest hurdle. We have kids who have said to me, like, you know, all they want to do is graduate. I've had parents who said, like, I had to graduate without getting pregnant. And then now this child's in 10th grade and parents like, Miss Tia, Like, I want my daughter to go to college. I want her to go to this college because now we're giving college tours. Mom understands a different picture. So because mom is allowing herself to dream, she's allowing her daughter to dream. And then now it's like they're in college and they're like, I want to go to law school. So like, it's like we give them this dream. And we fuel that dream by just encouraging them, being consistent, by showing up. And it allows them to kind of just think bigger and outside the box.
Right.
And, you know, I tell people, like, your dreams are nothing more but actionable items to get you to your goal. So, like, how do we get that?
Yeah, I love that you said the parents, you're now allowing them to also dream
Yes.
because they probably never seen what's possible for their children because they didn't see it for themselves.
Right.
And the fact that you're putting that in their face and letting them know that they can accomplish those things if you just give them the tools and you support them in
Yes.
that. Because a lot of times parents don't know how to support their children in their dreams because they don't feel that they have the resources to do so. So I love that. So these kids now are dreaming.
They are dreaming.
Great. And the parents are now supporting them in their efforts as well.
The parents are not only supporting them, and now they're realizing they're dreaming. So we are having a nice boom with our CNAs becoming LPNs, becoming RNs, and then going back to become NPs.
I love it.
We're having people that were on, you know, affordable housing now owning homes. So like now they're realizing that this is an attainable action, and it's just them seeing the growth in their child. And what's happening is they're putting them in these spaces with these women that's coming to, you know, sow a seed in their child. The parents are listening to this now.
Right, right.
And the kids are coming home and they're sharing. And now parents are realizing, like, you know what, while you're doing this, I could be doing this.
Right.
And we try to make sure that we create a lot of opportunities for our parents to be a part.
Right.
And where it's not taxing on the household.
Right.
And where there's decisions don't have to be made. So one of the things that I'm really proud of that we've been doing is our community freezer.
Oh.
So it's, you know, what's happening in the world right now. Pantries are being inundated, but the problem is the average person cannot go to a pantry and work because the pantry hours are when we're working.
Yep.
And when you go to a pantry, you know, you're only getting non-perishable items. And if you go into a store and try to buy your pack of chicken with a family of 5, you know you're about to spend $18.
Yes.
So what if we fundraise and we speak to our donors and we have this massive freezer that was donated, and we fill it up with frozen meat, and the parents can come and shop once a month and get just one bag of just perishable items.
I love it.
So that way it takes that burden off of them. And then the parents that do that, they'll use our freezer and then they'll turn around and go on their feet. They're going to donate back to that freezer.
Yes, I love that. One hand washes the other. I
Yes.
literally, you know, before you came, I was speaking just about that. Everything is getting expensive now.
It's so
And
expensive.
even with a good job and a steady paycheck, it's still sometimes unaffordable for a lot of people. So I love that you put that into place. Well, we know that the butterfly effect helps our children, and now you're saying that it's also inspiring the parents to
Yes,
get
ma'am.
involved as well. I read a few of the things that you offer, but tell us in a nutshell, like, what is the butterfly effect and what do you offer these children as well as the parents on a daily, because it's not just a meeting once a
No.
month, right? So
No.
go ahead.
So the Butterfly Effect Project operates in a lot of different areas. So the main thing is we have our core programming, which is healthy habits, confidence building. We have a New York State benchmark curriculum, which every chapter operates under. That way we're making sure that there is no haves and have-nots. So everyone is treated fairly. But on opposite side, we have our art programming. Our art program is intramurals, intergenerational gardening, social justice. We have the arts program, and we have dancing teams. So we have a heritage hive where they learn about Ancestry.com and how to navigate it. So we have over 35 different programs that when your child joins the program, that they have access to, and that's all free of price, free of cost. And the cool thing is the kids are coming to us. So if you have, like, we have a ballet program, we have a step and drill program, we have a majorette program, we have a garden program, we have a Brainiacs, which is our tutoring program. We have a Nike boot camp, which is like our exercise program. So all of these programs kind of come together and they meet at different times throughout the month, or
Right.
like a calendar month. So your child picks which ones that work best for you. Our core programming obviously is our nighttime chapters, which we bi-weekly, so twice a month. And then we have partnerships with schools that also meet 20 times a year. The main goal of the program is to create an opportunity for your child to just be.
Yeah.
So I always tell people that we have this buzzword called safe space, and it's such an abused word because a safe space is not actually a spot, it's a person.
Yes.
And
Yep.
so we need to create these opportunities where our children can come and have opportunity to figure out who they are and not just survive,
Yep.
but thrive.
Yes.
And that's what the program does. We want to make sure that our young people don't just hear about this opportunity. Like I always say, like, you know, I can give you a laptop because you don't have a computer, but if you don't have Wi-Fi at home, what good is that laptop? You know, so and if you don't know how to use the laptop, what good is that laptop?
Yep.
So the first thing we have to do is build confidence in our young people. The second thing we do is make sure that they know when an opportunity is brewing for them, that they know how to take hold of the opportunity, how to advocate, how to say, Miss Tia, I don't know how to get to this opportunity,
Right.
or I need help with this. Like how to really show up being your best self.
Right.
And then once we have those things instilled in them, then we start. Now we're like, okay, let's get to the Dreaming Factory, which are other parts of our organization, which is college retention, college access, career access, learning how to budget, learning finances.
Wow.
We want our kids, like, listen, if you want to buy for $200 sneakers, have at it. But do you have $400 in the bank?
Thank you.
If you buy those $200 sneakers,
Yep.
are you buying them on Afterpay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Like, what are you sacrificing? And that's really what the kids like. What are you sacrificing to get that?
Yep.
So we teach our kids, like, let's how to be savvy on a budget.
Yes.
You know, and like even with their colleges, like, you know, you have these kids that they want to go for these big colleges, and they have to remember, like, wait, you know, you didn't like science, so now you want to go and you want to be a nurse practitioner. You struggled in science,
Right.
or, you know, like you've never been away from home before. You've never traveled, so
Yeah.
you want to go 12 hours away.
Yeah.
And so the college tours are really cool because I choose a college that they want to go to.
Right.
So now we're on this bus together for 10, 12 hours, and they're like, are we there yet? This is how long it's going to take your mom to get to you if there's an emergency.
Yep.
And I have to tell you how many kids will say, you know what, I think I want to be closer to home.
I love it.
And
You're
it's-
teaching them real life skills.
Yes.
From soup to nuts.
Yes.
Not only what they're thinking, what they're feeling, and to recognize those things around them as they are entering into them. I love that. I love that. So, do you have an actual building?
Yes.
This is where everyone is coming to meet on a regular
so
basis.
We have one main building, which I'm super proud of. We just got it last October.
Congratulations.
We're actually in the process of turning it into a campus because we have different parcels on the building that we're working on now, fundraising for. But we meet in all, like we have, as I said, over 35 chapters and over 26 collaborations. So we can be in a school, we can be in different places, but our main hub building is where most of our programming takes place.
Nice.
But we're also, like I said, we can be in Riverhead Central School District, we can be in East Hampton School District, and you just give our office a call if you want to partner, and we start the paperwork and set it up.
Love it. Now, is there any fee for any of the classes or any of the workshops that you offer?
Yes.
Okay.
We offer a $25 one-time fee once a
Okay,
year.
okay.
It's a donation, so if our parents cannot afford that, we make it work.
I hear you.
We fundraise really hard to make sure every child gets the same opportunity. If you are a school partnership, we do offer obviously a different fee for that, because when you go into the school, we can't bring in volunteers. We have
Right.
to bring in paid staff. And when we have our nighttime chapters, and because everything is predominantly volunteer based, we're able to offer this program at a really, like, you know, $25 for the year.
Right, right.
And that $25, it doesn't just cover the programs that we offer, it covers your Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's covering your Adopt the Butterfly, your haircuts, your back to school
Materials
supplies.
and everything, yeah.
It's covering, like, our kids, you know, I always say our self-proclaimed spoiled kids. They just don't know they're spoiled because I make them work for everything.
Yes.
But, you know, it's an incredible opportunity. And one of my favorite things I like to boast about is, you know, we have this group called BAG, our Butterfly Action Group. 7 kids from 7 school districts come together, and we were able to take them on a 7-day trip down south to learn about African American culture, and, you know, the reasons why, and to learn. And that's so important because we can't understand what's happening until we understand what happened.
Right,
And I
right.
can't teach you because, unfortunately, I may have biased things.
Yep.
And it's really important that the kids know that I want you to learn your own history the way you feel comfortable. So I want you to learn not just, you know, American history or not just Black history,
Right.
but the history.
History, yep.
And then we bring it all together because this is our history. This is American history. And I have to tell you, that trip was eye-opening to be in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Atlanta, like all these different places, and they're learning these questions and reading the books behind it, and they have to do research. So and when they come out, it's watching them come out and say, like, this is what I want to do when I get older, like having a concrete identity of, like, I understand this now.
I love that. And also it's teaching them to open up their eyes and focus on their ancestry, you
Yes.
know what I mean? Because I'm sure a lot of these kids, probably their family members are from Mississippi, are from Louisiana. You just go down there to visit for, you know, summer
Yes,
vacation
yes.
and things like that, but you're not understanding the history behind it, your ancestry, your lineage, you know,
Yes.
behind it. So I think that is so important. That's really, really amazing. It really is. Well, let me ask you, can you share a story or moment from the project that showed you the transformative power of mentorship and community support?
Yes. I have a couple of them. I'm trying to think of a cute one though. I would say we had a young woman who was told that she was on the spectrum. And her mom was told that, she needs IEP, that she could not read.
Wow.
And, when mom brought that opportunity to us, I disagreed. I'm like, before we start diagnosing now, let's talk about it.
Right.
So one of the things that we did was a bird was donated, and the bird name was Popcorn. So the bird was donated, and the bird liked to hear people talk. It was a cockatiel. And we gave the bird to the child. And we asked the child to read to the bird every night. So mom would take her daughter to the library, they would get books, and then they would go home and read the daughter would read the books to the bird. The bird would, if the daughter was reading, would just sit there and like kind of rock.
Right.
But if she would stutter, it would start tapping its foot. It was very funny. Meanwhile, this happened when she was 8. Move forward 10 years.
Right.
She's now in Lincoln University, pre-law track,
Wow.
political science, honor student, $32,000 scholarship. So like sometimes you just need to like realize that, some people just need a minute to get it together.
Yes, yep.
Like she was extremely shy. And that was like a transformative moment, like just to see her grow into herself. And this girl went from being that weird little girl in the back of the room at our meetings to being the most vocal, being the captain, being one of our head JVs. And just incredible. And now when you see her, the word shy would never come to your mind.
That bird, Popcorn, he popped some stuff in that girl.
Yes, like he listened.
He listened and he brought it, and he made her feel comfortable. And something that probably a psychologist or a doctor or whatever could not get out of her at that moment, that bird helped her gain her confidence and self-esteem. And I love that story. That is a cute story.
Yes.
That's amazing. So funny because in the beginning of the show, I was sharing how we need to spread our wings. As we're speaking, this is the wings of change.
Yes.
And that story is amazing. It's a bird. And she didn't know. She wasn't here. I mentioned the bird in the beginning, how bird cannot fly without its wings.
Yes.
And those cockatiels, they last like 25,
Yes,
30
they
years,
do.
right?
They
Is it
do.
still alive? You still have it?
No, we don't have like, I don't know what mom did with it. I think she ended up giving it to like a shop after a while.
Oh my God.
But it was the funniest thing. We just, it was a bird, and it was like, you know what? Take
the bird. And look what that bird did. She is now a student and on the path to becoming a lawyer.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. So what role do schools, parents, and community leaders need to play to ensure every child has equal access to opportunity?
They have to let their ego fall onto the floor. I can't tell you how many parents and teachers tell me what it was like when they were growing up, or how they put their stuff on their kids. I was in a classroom setting a few days ago, and I was talking to the youth, and a teacher told me the reason why the youth was in that particular program. And I just kind of politely reminded her, like, I asked them to share their story, not you to tell me what you think why they're here. So I always say, put the ego to the floor, be consistent.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
and listen and don't judge.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing.
Key.
Listen and don't judge, and then show up and show out.
Yeah.
We have a lot of parents that try to relive their life through their youth, and we have a lot of parents who almost their hurts are passed down.
Yes.
So I always tell our parents, like, I understand. So one of the biggest things they'll say, when I was growing up, we didn't do this. Well, we didn't have cell phones when you were growing up.
That's right.
When we were growing up, we didn't have we didn't have access to so many things. We didn't have news at our fingertips.
Yep.
So you cannot get upset. You cannot get upset when your child is a little more advanced, because we have a lot more advancement.
Exactly.
And I think when you say to me, what can the teachers do? Just be there.
Yes.
Like, your job is to teach and lay all your biases down, and be willing to address your biases and know what they are is key.
Yes.
And a lot of people say, when I see my students, I don't see color. I just see the student. You see my color.
You see color. Thank you.
I need you to see my color.
Yes.
And I tell people it's not the color that separates us, it's our cultures.
Right.
And so, like, don't just learn about what you think a black person or a white person or Hispanic person do. Learn about the culture that comes from.
Right.
I just said to someone, I can be in a room with 5 black people and we could all be exceptionally different because it could be a Haitian, it could be a Jamaican,
Yep.
it could be a Caribbean, it can be a Gully Geechee, and then it could be an African, and then it could just be a plain old black person.
Exactly.
And we all grew up so different, so we
Yep.
all think very differently.
Yeah.
So just learn the culture, be open to accepting what is, and don't try to change.
Yep.
Try to embrace, learn, and engage.
Yes, I love that. And you're so right, because you're right. We can walk in a room full of a bunch of different black people, and they will assume that we're all from the same place and we grew up the same way, and that's not the truth at all. Some, were afforded opportunities
Yes.
that others weren't,
Yes.
and you have to be mindful of that. We're not all fit into the same box. So
Yes.
I love that. Well, if you could change one thing about how society supports or fails to support young people, what would it be?
Money.
Money.
I think since I will never forget a fundraiser one time when I first started, and supporting elephants raised $2.3 million in 3 months. And my little nonprofit right here in your backyard
Struggling
raised
to raise
$2,000 in 6 months.
Yes.
And you watch all these different shows, and I think that people, when you're donating, they say like metrics. And you're like, how can we measure this? Easy. When you're dealing with lives, you have to measure in not your lifetime,
Right.
but in your children's lifetime. My
Yes.
job is to create a better world for my children.
Right.
So when I invest in the youth, I understand that when I'm older, it's going to be the same generation that's going to lift me back up.
Right.
That's the measurement. It's
Yeah.
how the world can continue to move forward collectively. So
Yeah.
I would say the best thing that you can do is you can donate, you can get involved, you can interact, and you can smile. It's free.
It's free.
It's like I tell people, smile. It costs you nothing.
Why you always see me with a smile on
Yeah,
my face?
smile.
Yes.
You don't know when these young people are walking in to ask you a question, asking you for a job, asking you for help, sharing something embarrassing, that your face will either create a wall or
Yeah.
tear one down.
Exactly. Yep. You're absolutely right. What do you see, for the future of the Butterfly Effect project?
My goal is to spread throughout the Long Island within the next 5 years, and then start going to other states afterwards. Like I would love for the Butterfly Effect project to be more of like a boys and girls program.
Yes.
But we're very different from the Boys and Girls program because it's a holistic program.
Right.
But I think that every community needs it.
Yeah.
Because I tell people all the time, I'm not looking to be Miss Tier for everybody. I can't.
Right.
I'm looking to build Miss Tiers in every community I go into because I need the people in that community to see that their hometown heroes is right there.
Yep. And it's very important that they see them and know that they're there for them as well.
And they don't all look like me.
And they don't. They really, really don't. But the opportunities and the tools that you're providing can be given in every community.
Yes.
And so that's what you're basically saying. I
Yes.
love that. All right, our last question, because time is winding down. I know you mad about that girl, because she wanted to be here to tell
I
you
am
so much
upset,
more.
but I'm so grateful for being here, so I'm okay.
Well, you coming back. That's the bottom line.
Now I know where you
Yes.
are. I will not.
She is
leave.
coming back. Now, if you could tell adults one thing about the role they play in shaping a child's future, allowing them to spread their wings, and how we can all do that better, what would it be?
I would say, adults, you are your child's first bully. You're the first role model. You're the first crush. You're the first example. You're the first disappointment, best friend, and fight. So you have to come in knowing that you play and you have all these roles, and you have to embrace them with love, with empathy, with grace, and with understanding that you are here to be your child's mentor, your child's guidance counselor, therapist, and parent. You are not here to be their friend. They do not have to like you. Their job is to respect you, to love you, and know that you have their back unconditionally. That would be their role.
I love that. I love what you just said. You ain't supposed to be my best friend. Now, you want that eventually, once they get older.
I tell my kids, when you graduate, when you listen, I will have my first drink with you when you're old enough to drink.
Yep.
And then we can start. But you have to, as a parent, the way you know that you have a successful run is when your child leaves your nest and you're okay at night.
Yes.
That's how you say, I've done my job, to send out a really good human being. And hurt people, and broken people break people.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And you'd have to be at ease. And that's what I feel and I share with my husband all the time, that we cannot worry about our daughter because we instilled in her such great
Yes,
values.
trust yourself.
Trust yourself. Don't worry about the outside world. That's going to affect anybody
Yes.
at any time anyway. You know what I mean? But you have to be secure in what you taught her,
Absolutely.
so that you know that she's not going to make the wrong decision, go down the wrong path,
Yes.
go to that wrong party or whatever the case may be. You have to trust in what you instilled in her, and that should make you sleep better at night.
I tell my parents, failure is the blueprint for success. It is okay if your child diverts, have a bad year, have a bad decade for some. It's okay because they have to learn.
Yes.
We cannot keep putting these beautiful gold carpets on these big black holes. Sometimes they have to fall.
Yeah.
Because it's in the picking themselves up is when the maturity comes in.
That's right. That's where the skills are built and
Yes.
honed. That's where the character grows and is
Yes.
strengthened in all those moments. Just like we did. We was told not to touch the fire, but we did it
touched it.
anyway.
Yes.
We have to allow our children to do the same thing and not shelter them from real life experiences, because that's not going to make a whole person. And it's unfortunate, a lot of those kids that we did shelter,
Yes.
they're mental
There's-
health
yes.
issues right now. You know what I mean? So that is so, so important. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you was here a little bit longer, but she's
okay.
coming back,
I'll be
folks,
back.
because now she knows
Now
where
I
we're
know.
located. Exactly. There's something going on with the butterfly effect, and we're going to be part of it, so she's going to come back and share.
Yes.
But let's put up your information where you can reach out to this beautiful woman, Tijuana Fulford, which your nickname is Tia.
Yes.
I love that. And she is, there's her website and their phone number, and you can also follow them on Instagram. So thank you again so much. I appreciate you.
No,
I
thank
really
you guys
do.
for having me. I really appreciate
Not a
it.
problem. Now we're going to get real quick to the Dare to Be You. And it is Dare to Be You. Because when you step into who you truly are, you help create the wings of change our youth need to rise. Every act of authenticity, compassion, and courage becomes an example for the next generation, showing them that they too can grow, dream, and stand confidently in their own truth. In a world where our children face so many challenges, your light becomes a guide. Your voice becomes reassurance. Your presence becomes possibility. So dare to be you, so our youth can discover the courage to become who they were meant to be. And that is exactly what we shared for the short time that she was here. But you said it. You said that the parents are now also dreaming. And I think that is amazing. And it's because they're daring to be themselves and allowing their children to get the information that you're offering. And I love it. So thank you so much again for being here. You have been truly a delight. She looks great. I love the jewelry. We're going to be talking about where she got it when we get out of here. But I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Your Our Unity. I want you to remember that peace and love is in the palm of our hand. So let's go out there and be some love, share some love, and just walk in love. We will see you in 2 weeks here on Your Our Unity. In the meantime, I love you and have a good night. Say good night, Tia.
Good night, guys.